Speaking of fighting, there's more fighting. Actually, there is fighting, but there's no fighting.
And this is what I want to ask you. GSP's out. Okay, he hurts his knee, won't be back till February. So good, put him on the fucking Super Bowl card. I don't care who he fights anymore.
Right.
With those two out, and basically because way most of these events is the purse money has to be set aside ahead of the fight. And it's guaranteed, and usually somebody else holds that money to make sure the fighters get paid.
Right.
Well, since you already have GSP's amount set aside and condits set aside, do the new headliners, shouldn't they get that money? Well, I mean, it's already there. It's already set aside. You already planned on spending it because you just took.
I don't think they're going to get it because this is why that fight between those two between Nick Diaz and BJ Penn can definitely end up in a decision. Okay. Now everybody out there is going to get 3 rounds. Because they've sat there and said, okay, we'll fight 5.
Yeah, they did.
And they're like in the UFC, well, we don't want to put anybody there. I think that if they had to fight 5 rounds, the UFC would be like, you know, we have to pay these guys a little bit more money.
Right. I think.
I mean, do you think that?
To me, here's the thing: the money's already set aside. I think it's a good gesture. Just take the money and just bump it all down. Just move everyone up, keep the money there, and just let them get paid.
Right.
I mean, they're stepping in. I mean, yeah, your pay-per-view sales just went in the toilet. I agree, but you should not pay. Now these guys are headlining. Let them fight 5. Why not? They're both in shape, and if they're not in shape, fuck it, it's your fault, not mine. I say let them fight 5 and pay them.
I say when it's a thing like that, the people who are paying for money and paying for events, they're expecting a certain amount of money. I say, you know what? Fucking give them a break.
Cut the pay-per-view price?
Yeah, work that out.
Okay.
I know that they've already made deals with the companies and stuff like this, but it's like, man, people get all edged up for a fight, and they're thinking, okay, I'm buying this fight. I want to see this fight. I've rearranged my thing. You see a lot of people doing things for fight.
But see,
were you pissed off? Tell me one thing. Because I know on the Twitter, was the Joker Josh that notified us? Because that guy's on top of everything. As soon as it came through, boop, my phone started glowing like shit. And George is like, this motherfucker just
I was pissed.
I was pissed. Were you pissed?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to see the fight.
He's your favorite fighter, right?
I like to see him fight, yeah.
And I think Condit would have given him a run for his money. Condit's a big boy. He's strong.
I think that fight's still going to happen.
Yeah, but now it's got to wait till February. But see, that's not fair to Condit. If Condit needed that money, what's he do? Now he's got to wait, October? November, December, January, February. He's got to wait 4 more months till he gets paid. They got to throw that dude some cash.
Here's the thing.
They have to. It's not his fault.
Who wasn't to say that he wasn't offered another fight and he just said, no, I won't.
No, well, everything we've seen.
We don't know.
Well, everything Dana said, well, Condit will just wait. We're going to put Condit on the shelf too and just make him wait.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
but they might have gone to him and say, no, these are your options, or these are options that we think are viable. What would you rather do?
But usually the press gets wind of those options. I mean,
normally you hear about it. We heard about Machida turning down fights because he wanted Anderson Silva money.
I think you would care about that in the press, Jimmy, because basically the UFC is feeling like, okay, all the people that are viewing in for this fight are a little irritated because I know I am. Right. You know what I mean? So I think they want to be able to say, hey, you know what? We offered another bout.
Here's the thing. Nobody was tuning in, and I think you guys
to see Condit.
To see Condit. Everybody tunes in to see GSP.
Right.
Agreed.
I agree, yeah.
I don't think it mattered whether Condit was on that card, on the next card, or on a card prior to fighting GSP.
Right.
Nobody's tuning in for him.
And
he knows that.
I can tell you what.
That's true. Yeah.
Why not have GSP and Anderson Silva on the Super Bowl card? You have 2 title fights. They've done it before.
Let me tell you, that'd be a hell of a card with him and Chael Sonnen, and then GSP and Carlos Condit.
That would be a good.
Chael Sonnen does not deserve another title fight, and no one can convince me otherwise.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. It's not a convincing argument. There's other people who deserve a title shot.
Yeah.
Other people. I don't give a fuck.
The thing is Chael Sonnen's a great promoter. Okay, he is.
He's a loudmouth fucking piece of shit is what it is.
But this is the thing. When you say the only thing that I disagree with Chael Sonnen a lot about, sometimes how he treats Black House fighters, and some of it's funny, I will admit. I laugh at the funny shit. But the thing is like, I beat Anderson. Let me tell you something. Okay, did you beat him for 4.5 rounds? Yeah, but ultimately, at the end of the day, you had a choice and you tapped out. Okay,
right.
I would have, if with his mentality, the way he talks, it was like the ref stopped the fight. It was early stoppage, or he choked him out and he passed out. You know what I'm saying? If Anderson choked him out, and he never tapped out, and he passed out, I would have been like this. Yeah, I can understand what he's saying, but he chose to tap the fuck out.
And I agree. I mean, to me, when he says that statement, it's a factually inaccurate statement. It's the bottom line is yes, you were winning the fight in quote unquote by punches, and that measure you did win the fight, but unfortunately you were caught.
You were caught, yeah.
And that's the bottom line, and that's how I would say it. I'd say, look, I feel that I was winning the fight,
But he can't.
And
That's why I have no respect for that dude.
Right.
He can't live in the reality. And the reality is you lost the fight, you tapped out. And this idea that I hit Anderson 90 times without him hitting me back. If Anderson did that to me, then they would have stopped the fight. Actually, no. At no point did you hit him 90 times in a row. No one's hit Anderson Silva 10 times in a row without some kind of retaliation.
And the thing is also is this: if the fight went 4.5 rounds, right? And let's just say Anderson squares up with him. It's 4.5 rounds. Chael Sonnen's dominating the fight, and all of a sudden, Anderson Silva just knocks him out in an impressive fashion. Okay, nobody's thinking about Chael Sonnen fighting him again, in my opinion. Do you think?
I would agree.
I would agree. But you know what? Chael Sonnen chose to tap out. You know what I'm saying? It was like this. It's like no one would even talk about it, and really, you got to think it was Chael Sonnen's doing to stop that fight.
And here's another quote from Chael Sonnen's interview that I got to listen to. He says, "I've beaten more champions than Anderson Silva has." That's funny because Kevin and I went back and looked at who you fought and who you have. Anderson Silva, now, whether you have any respect for Forrest Griffin or not, at one point he was the 205 champ. Anderson Silva beat a champion not even in his own fucking weight class.
Yeah.
So you just shut up and go away till you beat. And here's the thing: do I think Chael Sonnen is probably the number 2 guy at 185? Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
But I would still like to see him fight Bisping, which a lot of people are like, blah, blah. Bisping looks a lot better at 185 than he does 205, and we'll see what he can do against Mayhem. I'd like to see him fight Munoz. There's a litany of guys at 185.
I would like to see him fight Mayhem Miller.
I would too. Sonnen has at least one more win before he can fucking jump on the Anderson. I need to fight Anderson again wagon. Just shut up.
I mean, because the thing is I never got the list of champions that he's beat. I mean, I
haven't seen one.
And so I mean, it's like Dr. Seuss wasn't a champion. Neither was Mickey Mouse, and neither was.
I mean,
you
beat Nate Marquardt.
Yeah,
where's Marquardt?
Where is he?
Paper, plastic, and steroids. Bing! I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Strongest fucking.
And Marquardt's a good fight. He was a good fighter, but I mean, it's not the list of champions that Vitor Belfort. You look at that.
Let him fight
Rich
Vitor.
Franklin.
There's a good one.
Yeah.
Fight Vitor Belfort. Fight Rich Franklin. Fight any of the other guys who have held the belt at 185, and then we can talk.
Fight Forrest Griffin.
Yeah, dude. Because let me tell you right now,
Do you think he could beat Forrest Griffin?
I believe he fought him back in
2002.
2003 or
and he
something,
lost.
And he lost.
So he's already lost to Forrest Griffin.
Right.
Anderson beat him. Just saying.
And he beat him pretty, as I recall,
and that's
pretty nasty.
And that's at 205.
Yeah.
That wasn't at 185, which I'm sure Chael fought him at. But anyway, enough of that. Is there anything else going on? The other big news in the UFC is next year we get the 125-pound weight class.
And also the new news is that they're going back to a 10 p.m. start.
Yeah, because they said their
I did see
pay-per-views were getting hit
Yeah.
because the folks on the West Coast were like, no.
Oh shit, I didn't think about that. Yeah, because that's like 6 o'clock.
Dude,
Yeah,
I would love to be eating dinner and watching UFC.
Yeah, that's a good. I never thought about that. Wow. Now, talk about the NFL real quick. We're going to move through this stuff real quick. Now, Carson Palmer is now a Oakland Raider.
And on my fantasy roster.
Did you pick him up?
Fucking right, I did.
Shit,
Better than Josh Freeman.
Oh,
because here's the way I look at it, dude. I have Tony Romo and fucking Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that one of those guys might not be in the playoff hunt or might get hurt.
Right.
So Carson Palmer has a chance to be on a team that's overachieving and be playing at the end of the year.
I got the best quarterbacks in our league. Who's got better quarterbacks than me? Oh, for all three? I got 3.
You know what your biggest problem is? The Eagles' offensive line. That's why I don't agree with your statement.
Yeah,
because with Vic, you don't know what you're getting.
I got Vic, but the problem is Vic has put up good points for me this year.
When
because he runs. If he can't pass, he runs for 50 yards. You know what I mean? And he's always making big plays. I got Vic, I got Drew Brees, and I got Cam Newton for 3 quarterback. That's fake ass shit. Anyway, in Major League Baseball,
Time out,
put
man.
the brakes on, man.
Yeah.
What's up?
Who did the Eagles play last week?
Oh shit, man.
What had
I was gonna
happened
slide
was-
past this shit, man. This shit was terrible.
Rex Grossman showed up. That was the problem.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
What I tell you, I said.
People were saying
and now
that
he's
about
out.
you. People were saying that. Because they were saying George was right. Because
I told you.
But do you honestly? The Redskins lost the game, but do you think
No.
Grossman lost the game? Right?
Yes,
Okay,
it's
I
Rex
agree
Grossman.
with you. I don't ever say that usually, but he did single-handedly lost that game.
And the problem I have is people are trying to. Well, it's Rex. Look, Rex Grossman has played in this league too fucking long
Yeah.
to
Had a
make
lot
the
of
mistakes
opportunities.
that Rex Grossman makes.
Yeah.
He makes rookie mistakes. He makes third string. I hold the clipboard mistakes.
Right.
And look, I'm not an NFL quarterback.
No.
But-
And then he sat up there at the press conference and they were like, well, he goes, I think I threw 4 picks and stuff, but I was doing pretty good until that point. Let me tell you something. You've thrown 9 fucking picks. You fumbled the ball several times. And you know what? The Redskins, everybody discrediting the Redskins defense is nasty.
Yes.
They're the ones that kept them in the games, not Rex Grossman. I mean, if you look at the Philly game last week, Philly didn't score a point after the second half. The defense, once the Redskins could stay on the field for less than 3 seconds without Grossman making a fucking turnover, they were able to stay in the game somewhat. He's got to go. I don't know what John Beck's going to do.
Why didn't they go after Carson Palmer? Why didn't they take the offseason and go after Carson Palmer?
The problem is that most people the Redskins only have 2 quarterbacks.
Shanahan can't possibly sit there every day at practice and look at John Beck and Rex Grossman and go, wow, this is the answer. This is our future. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Rex Grossman's had plenty of opportunities. I mean, I like the guy. He was a great quarterback at Florida, but
Fucking
bottom line
won
is
the
he was
Heisman.
playing on. Yeah, I mean, he was playing on a professional team
It's
in college.
Right.
Jamarcus Russell was good at LSU.
Yeah.
He had a bunch.
I mean,
of stuff.
I'm a big-time Miami fan.
Right.
Tim Dorsey,
Yeah.
great quarterback at Miami.
Yep.
Not a great quarterback. He was playing
Well,
on a great team.
Name Miami's quarterbacks.
Hold on.
University of Miami.
Let's look at anybody remember Matt Leinart?
Yeah, wow.
And
Where
and,
is
and
he?
somebody out there who's a Jets fan, tell me that you don't think Mark Sanchez is overrated.
Is he on anybody's roster? By the way,
I think he might be on the
But
Texans
then
roster.
look at Flacco is successful. Look at Matt Ryan.
And see, this is the conversation Jimmy and I had all the time. If Mark Sanchez or Carson Palmer or any of those guys showed up at USC and had a bad game, their team still won because that's how much talent they had.
Right.
But if Flacco at Delaware and Matt Ryan
Breeze at Purdue.
if those guys didn't show up and play, their team lost.
Right now, the only
and even if they did show up and play, they might still not have
where,
won.
where was Rivers at? I forgot.
Phillip
He
Rivers.
was at NC State.
He was at NC State.
And he played his ass off at NC State, and that's coming from a guy
and
who
then
can't stand.
Aaron Rodgers was at Cal. I mean, you're looking at none of these schools these good quarterbacks come from are dominant.
Now watch
powerhouses.
this, and this is going against what I said at the beginning of the season, but this is about to be positive. Ben Roethlisberger played at Miami of Ohio, and I actually liked him in college. Now, I don't know how many women he raped, groped, or touched inappropriately at Miami of Ohio.
I'm proud
Allegedly.
I'm proud of you.
Allegedly.
You said his name, right? Give me a high five. Said his fucking name, and you accused him of allegedly.
Right, because you're right. He's not guilty.
And on that point,
Big ass hands, man. He groping shit. I told you guys that a long time
Yeah,
ago.
I watched
nigga
that
should-
video.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he just, he grabbed the girl's ass
And put her in the hospital.
And put her in the hospital, man. I mean, that's
Dislocated her
strong-
back.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he must squeeze tennis balls all day.
yeah.
But anyway, I mean,
Well,
that's
off of
another
that-
quarterback.
Right,
who-
and it'll be interesting to see along what George had said about people truly making their teams better. Andrew Luck at Stanford. Stanford is traditionally not a football power by any means.
Right.
He's made them quite a team. It'll be interesting to see if that transpires in the
And he's
NFL.
made him a team. You see, they lost their coach, and they're still doing.
Right.
They're still undefeated. That's why I think a lot of people are high on him. I think Now, who's the kid over in Cincinnati? Dalton.
Dalton.
He played for TCU. Now TCU, that's kind of I don't know how you.
Right, and here.
But let's look at this. TCU, okay, with Dalton, awesome.
Right.
Where's TCU now?
Right.
Now, while we're on that subject, here's the question I want to ask.
Okay.
Let's look at this. And here's the scenario. I even want you guys to answer this for the people who stuck around to watch this segment. If Andy Dalton gets the Cincinnati Bengals to the playoffs, does he win Rookie of the Year? Now, he's not putting up the numbers that Cam Newton is. If strictly numbers, Cam Newton, if we were picking Rookie of the Year today, we'd pick Cam Newton because his numbers are crazy. The problem is Cam Newton's not
pretty
winning.
comparable, actually. I looked
No,
at them.
Dalton doesn't put up nearly
No,
the yards.
Cam Newton's thrown
Really?
for 400 yards twice.
But he's had more turnovers.
Well,
He
okay.
does. What is his quarterback rating?
So that's my question. If Andy Dalton can get the Bengals to the playoffs and Cam Newton goes 500, who do you give the Rookie of the Year to? Me, I'm giving it to Dalton because to me,
Yeah, I mean-
he's made his team better and got him to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And not only
Even though
that,
it's a very individualistic award.
Yeah.
he's not working with a lot there. I mean,
No, neither one of those.
His top receiver
Is a rookie.
AJ Green, who's
Yeah,
a rookie.
yeah.
AJ Green's great, but he's still only a rookie.
He's not
As
Steve
we-
Smith.
Right.
The Cincinnati Bengals, if they can get a defense, they could be the second coming of the Detroit Lions in a year or two. They really
Yeah.
can. They've got the component. I mean, they've got the players in place. Cam Newton's got an uphill battle. I mean, the best. When I think of Carolina, the only thing I can think of is Steve Smith.
Well, you'll get to
it's
see
just
him
like
this
him and
week.
Steve Smith. Yeah.
because they play the Redskins.
Yeah, because Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams have fallen off the map, and I feel bad for anyone who's picked
Somebody
them in
should
fantasy.
put an APB out on D'Angelo Williams.
I mean, the running game is
An
gone.
Amber Alert.
Yeah.
And he got a hell of a fat contract, Shorty.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
he took that
offseason-
contract and left town.
Yep.
He took that contract and pulled an Albert Hainsworth.
Nobody pulls an Albert Hainsworth.
Look up D'Angelo Williams' numbers.
Huh?
Look up D'Angelo
He
Williams'
had one
numbers.
game.
Huh?
Actually, no, not even one game. I believe it
Oh,
was
quarter?
one run. One
Yeah,
run.
well, he
Terrible.
busted the 80-yard run after I cut him.
One
Now,
run.
speaking of people moving on, because this is going to be the longest video in the history.
Oh, we'll cut it. Theo Epstein.
Theo Epstein.
He's deuced out. He's signed with the Cubs. So let's.
What do you okay? Now, what do you think? I like this move. I'm going to tell you
I don't
why.
blame
Because
him.
I just
Cubs need it.
The Cubs need it. You know, ever since dude leaned over and fucked shit up for him.
That's,
Oh, man.
No, that wasn't the reason they blew it. That was not okay. Maybe it was.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't just that guy. I mean, obviously but
chills.
it was a contributing factor.
Right.
I'm
definitely.
sure this guy's watching
Now
this video.
here's another question. Where's Albert Pujols going to show up? Where he's a free agent at the end of the season. If you're the Cardinals, you're going
Well, I know where he wasn't after game 2. There to take interviews.
Yeah, he told him to fucking pound sand. Now,
Right.
for all you people out there, chew on this one for a
Right,
second.
okay.
What if Albert Pujols came to the East Coast and played in Boston?
Wow, that would.
Do you know how short that right field is? And that Bama can hit the ball wherever he wants.
He'd be peppering the Green Monster.
Yeah.
Think about that, because
Yeah.
don't
And if
think
Carl
Boston.
Crawford got on track.
Well, they say Carl Crawford is cancer.
What's
in
up?
that
But now,
dugout.
speaking of,
I don't. No, he doesn't have cancer. I'm
No,
saying he's
I
a
know what
cancer
you
to the
mean.
dugout.
Yeah.
right. Well, that's probably why they were drinking beers. What was up with them drinking beers? You know that. I'm going to tell you what right now. I'm going to tell you what, okay? And this was my conspiracy theory. You sure you guys want to co-sign to this shit?
No, I'm not co-signing the shit until I hear it.
When Boston was allegedly, the pitchers were, and everybody was allegedly getting toasted in the dugout, right? Okay, when they were getting fucked up, how were they doing? Could you guys answer?
They were winning.
They're winning, right?
Right.
When Tiger was banging Perkins waitresses, right?
He was winning a lot
He was winning.
in more ways than one.
Yeah.
When Charlie Sheen was blowing 14 grams of coke up his nose and banging porn stars, he still had a job, and
He was winning. Right. The thing is that these stress
When they
relievers help
when
the
you take
relievers.
people out of their natural element.
Shit fucks up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
When Tiger got off the juice,
Yep.
when Giambi got off the juice, when Barry Bonds got off the juice, they get into a rhythm. They
Yeah.
get comfortable doing a certain. People are creatures of habit.
Yeah.
And the
It's
other.
like Pac-Man. Adam Pac-Man Jones, man, when he was making it rain staying at the strip club, motherfucker was awesome QB. I mean, CB. He was nasty, shutting people down.
He's not even.
No, I don't think
The
he's
last
on
team that
anymore.
gave
They
him a
stopped
chance
letting him
was
go to the strip club, man, and look what happened.
Script
Now his
club.
career's over. Script club. How do you call it? Script club. He stopped going to script club, and now his career's over.
Right. Yeah. So, with that said, where's Albert Pujols going to end up? Theo Epstein, how many years till the Cubs make the playoffs? Cubs will be in the playoffs what year? How many years?
They'll be in the playoffs 2013.
Yeah, I would think a couple years because they'll spend the money.
Next year, bitches.
Yeah.
They'll spend the and that's.
Do
the
they
main
have
thing.
decent pitching right now?
No. They're
Now,
not good.
let's move on to hockey really quick, and it's going to be really fast.
The
because,
Capitals have a black player,
Yes,
so Kevin's happy.
I
He
am
scored
happy.
a goal, Kevin.
Yes, he
And
did.
obviously he can throw hands. I'll get an enforcer because they need an enforcer after 2 weeks ago, and Shorty got dropped on the ice.
Oh,
and
that was bad.
snoring.
And you know
stretched
what?
out.
And then the dude sat there and went,
He went like this. Yeah.
yeah. But hey, who won that game?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
The Caps right now, as we speak, are undefeated. That's
when
right now.
We probably just jinxed them. Oh, and to all you Pittsburgh fans, congratulations. I'm sorry. Sidney Crosby is finally practicing again.
Yes.
He should be ready to play by 2017.
Jimmy's
that's what I
lookalike.
would think.
I say that all the time. I'm serious. Go like this, Jimmy. Look at the stash and look at this. He's sitting across.